Hello and welcome to Mind Your Mind podcast. Here in
Hello.
Mind Your Mind podcast, we talk about everything, nothing, mind, universe, everything you can think of. And we do that in an unscripted, unprepared, and undisturbed way. My name is Ozan Kulju and I got Henna here. Hi, Henna.
Hello. Hi, Ozan, and hi, everyone else who's listening to us today.
Yeah, it's been a while, you know. I just checked today. Our first episode was 2021, August.
Mhm.
So here we are, 3 years later. Our fourth season, I think.
Season
Fourth.
4, yeah.
Yeah, that's that's like crazy. That's like longest school I went was like 4 years, and I never worked in any place for 4 years. I mean, it's long, crazy. I never thought we would be here. Now we had so many good guests, and we will have actually this year.
As long as it's happening, I'm happy about it. How much ever time we would have paused it for, still, the energy is the same, and we are again the same. I feel so charged up every time I'm on this platform. So yeah, enjoy.
Exactly. Like, yeah, me too. I was thinking like, why are we doing this? Because we are so motivated. Because even if things don't go well or something like that, sometimes we're doing it in the evening here in Europe and in, like morning time for Hannah because we have the time zone. So I'm like, after a long work day, sometimes it's hard. I'm like, can I do this? Am I in the mood to do this? But then as soon as we start, like I get into the zone. We are different than other podcasts because like most of the people like they prepare, they know the questions, everything, but we are doing it very openly. Right now, and I don't know what we will discuss in like 2 minutes. It's really like we are just brainstorming together. And I think that's what makes it very unique and authentic, right?
Yeah, and I think the whole purpose of this is, to feel charged ourselves. And that's what we would radiate to our listeners. Yeah, so today's topic is actually about being charged up, something that we call wonder and contemplation. Are they same or are they different? Let's talk about it.
Sounds good. What are they?
So, in my opinion, wonder is something that are, inspires a sense of surprise, maybe, just keeping an open mind, exploring new ideas, to basically to marvel at something. And this is something that we don't usually tend to do as adults. The lack of wonder is what causes anxiety, what causes depression, what causes uh, boredom, and perhaps the daily rut of life. Why are we not doing it is something that we need to talk about, we need to discuss, we need to explore and wonder about in today's episode.
I'm wondering it.
Yeah,
Yeah,
let's wonder, why don't
let's
we
wonder.
wonder anymore?
Yeah.
I think it stems from curiosity and the right time, the most potential age of curiosity is when you are a child. As children, we are observing everything, looking around, asking questions, and we are not just seeking direct answers. What we are seeking are maybe implications of the answers. Like I might question, why is the sky blue? And I might not like the real answer of it as a child, because as an adult I would describe to a child that maybe, this is because of the law of reflection, and the sun is reflecting this color and this light, and the scientific reason is not something that appeals to the child. The wonder, the curiosity of the child is actually tapped when maybe the answer to the for the child is that maybe because blue is the favorite color of God. And it's so pure and innocent, so raw. This is exactly what wonder is. And this is how, I, I we often see children who are busy in their own world. We see them playing around, and sometimes we often tend to get jealous of that stage and age of life that we have passed. and we feel that they don't have a care in the world. They are so carefree, and they have no worries, no tensions. This is the best age of life. We all have done that, right? But do we realize that we can also tap into that potential now and then as adults, and we also have that capability of fully enjoying our existence? Sometimes, I mean, take a break, do nothing, observe things around you with that rawness, with that childlike innocence.
Why did we stop it? I wonder, why did we stop that? Like, is it because of like too much information what you have? Like you learn why the sky is blue, so it's not interesting anymore? Because like they are crazy about knowing things and not the imagination anymore, right? So
Actually, yes, that's a good point. I think growing up, for us, it means, acquiring more knowledge, acquiring more experience, developing our minds, maturing. But paradoxically, it also creates a lot of boundaries around us. We stop thinking beyond certain knowledge points. We stop exploring.
we put
We
everything in a box and we
Yeah,
define them, we engineer them, and we think information gives us power and control over things, but in the meanwhile, we lose control over our own self.
yes. And on the contrary, children have the ability to be fully present in fully immersed in the moment. So they don't know the facts. They are only figuring out things. And that's the beauty, the rawness of that age, where they have their own new answers to the problems that we think that we have already solved. We think that this is done and dusted, but they have new answers to those things.
Is that also something that, you know, blocks us to be in the present moment? Because it's so hard. Like everybody's talking about the present moment. We people, we adults, really struggle to be in the present moment. Just smell the smell, look around, see the lights, and hear the silence. We are so like resistive of doing that.
Yeah, I think so. Because um, of course, we encourage uh, questioning. We encourage adults to ask questions, find out the answers. But is questioning the same as wondering? I sometimes feel that, uh, when we question, we seek definite
Answers.
answers. We are
Yeah.
very specific about what we are questioning, and we want very specific answers to it. But when we are wondering, there is a more broad range of, uh, we are open to new ideas. We are open to a more broad range of concepts coming our way. And perhaps, finding out answers from the answers given to us.
That's a good one. That's a good one. Actually, I heard a quotation from somewhere. I really don't know where, so sorry about the actual source. Like, it's not the answer's quality that defines the knowledge, but it's the quality of the question
Mhm.
defines the quality of the answer. Because what are you seeking, right? So what question you ask, how specific it is, how definite it is, it's narrowing your mind to see things. It's like setting up your eye to a specific frequency. You can't see outside that frequency. You're only looking with that filter.
That's so beautiful. And those are the filters of adulthood.
Without filters. I like the term now. Yeah.
Those are the filters of maturity, the filters of being civilized, being
Yeah.
developed.
Explain it, what it is. How can I use it for? How can I use it to my advantage instead of soaking in the beauty and so on, like the kids do? We don't do that anymore,
Yeah.
right?
Yes.
Like without filter.
Yeah. And what is stopping us? I mean, we do. realize the importance of curiosity today. We do realize the importance of asking questions. Uh, we try to create environment which encourages curiosity and encourages innovation in our offices, at our homes, everywhere. What is that is still not working for us?
Good question.
Have we lost that natural human tendency, or is it too full of boundaries?
I wouldn't say lose. I think you put too many things on top of it and you just put it in a dusty box in your attic and you just don't look at it, don't listen to it, and you don't see that box because you put a lot of boxes on top of it.
Mhm.
It's lost in your mind. It's still there, but you have so much noise, the information what you don't need, thoughts that you don't need, beliefs that actually you don't need on top of it. Just don't look at it anymore.
Actually, that's so true. I think the societal perceptions of what needs to be done, how it needs to be done, they are so set. Uh, there's although we have our walls colored around us, we are still living inside black boxes. We have a set notion, a preconceived notion of how something needs to be done, and we are not trying to question those rules, maybe.
Yeah,
uh, and that's more or less the reason could be lack of time, lack of extra time, the free time, the doing nothing time. Because we are so caught up in the daily rut, we are hardly left with moments to just be, where we can explore new things. So I think, like, if I like to read uh, a novel which is romance, and I want to stick to that for the rest of my life, I'm not going to explore anything new. All I'm going to do is enjoy, have a good pastime, perhaps polish my language, but my mind is not going to move any further. I mean, it's not going to expand, because I'm not delving into other genres. I'm not changing my routine. I'm not giving a chance to anything new coming my way.
yeah,
So I think, to broaden your interests, to attend lectures and presentations in areas that you have never ever been doing before, I think that is a solution, a potential solution to open up your mind a little more to things happening beyond your expertise, beyond your genre, beyond your area of concern.
that you seek something new and
Yeah.
then you don't have pre-existing frameworks or processes in mind.
Right. So, because I'm saying this because this has happened to me. Uh, so before marriage, I hardly ever used to watch Netflix series, and I was more of a reading person, not a more of a TV person. So, my husband Nikhil, he introduced me to, like, he used to watch a lot of movies on Netflix and Prime. So, with him, I started gradually opening up to watching psychological thrillers. And believe it or not, now I am the one craving more for psychological thrillers. And he's the one stopping me that, okay, enough is enough. Because I I never knew that I love them so much. I, I enjoy them so thoroughly now. Like, I'm wait for the suspense, how the story unfolds. I never thought that is my area, but it is, apparently. So, so I think we are yet to explore ourselves as individuals. We Nobody knows themselves entirely. And we can actually never know ourselves entirely. This discovery can never come to an end because we keep evolving, we keep changing with time. When you observe the world around you, you also observe a part of you that you have never seen before.
That's a good one. I like that one. I feel that in, for example, when I try a new sport, like I really like trying out new sports, and now I can do a lot of sports and suck in all of it.
Hmm.
But it doesn't matter because I enjoy sucking in the sports because it's new for me. Every single one, you realize like, oh my God, I have a muscle there. I never thought about it before, or I never had this connection between this part of my body and this part of my mind. It's interesting. You feel like a kid sometimes. So yeah, I lose a lot, but I enjoy much more than if I'm winning in something, or if I do something, I know it very well. It becomes monotonous. It becomes automatic. You feel like you take yourself out of things. But as soon as you do something new, you are completely there.
Yeah.
You connect with yourself in a different level,
See.
which I think somehow you connect to your rookie self, to connect to yourself, which doesn't know things and is curious, is wondering what's going on. Which I think
Always wants more.
that's your inner child, isn't it?
Yes, yes. And I think our inner child never grows up, thankfully. The external bit, the brain starts growing up, but there's still a part of us that never grows up. And thankfully so, because otherwise we would never be able to, advance so much in the scientific discoveries, the technological advancements that have happened. They are all because of the inner child in all of us.
Yeah, I mean, I did a lot of work with my inner child this year, actually with my therapist. And the thing is, what I have realized is the inner child is always there, but you have an adult as well. You have a learned persona that you learned over your cultural experiences, your situational, your conditional experiences,
Hmm.
where you are, where you've grown up, what situations you've been, what traumas you've been. You build this adult persona who is a go-getter, doing things and wants to be in control. And you still have this inner child. You have like two personas in you, and how
Hmm.
much you how much you listen to this inner child, how much you connect with this inner child, and how much you let this inner child dominate your mind sometimes. Because the adult always dominates the child.
Yes.
Adult thinks that they know everything and they just push the child down, which is not true because many parents will know that the child knows better some things. You gotta listen to the child.
Yeah, I think it's a memory loss somewhere. We have forgotten that, we are still those innocent children inside. I really hope that someday we invent a machine, a time machine that can take all those tired adults back to their curious young people versions. And that would be such a happy place, even if temporarily, but that would be so great.
Can't we do it right now?
I don't know.
What if you can learn to like coexist in a level? Because you need to be adult as well. Like you can't just go to work and then smell the flowers. You'll be fired as hell next day. So
Yeah.
you need to be an adult. But what if you take care of the child a little bit and give it some things? Like let it enjoy the moment in some cases
Hmm.
instead of doing.
Of course. I think that is why I'm coming back to doing nothing.
It's crazy how much we talk about it. I had to remind myself, and people around me also reminded me that, sometimes I just need to do nothing. And you forget that, and you just need to get back there all the time. You need to practice that all the time because as soon as you don't practice it for a while, you lose it. You get caught in things because life is busy. We have responsibilities. We have a lot of things that to take care of. We forget that. And I think child wants to do that sometimes to just enjoy that sky is blue. How many
Right.
times did we realize that?
Right. I think it. I think we don't need answers to everything. We just need to cherish and enjoy some things as it is, and that's the beauty of it. That's it.
I want to tell a story. Last week, I was at home and I was doing so many things. I was busy with work and also some studies next to that, super busy.
Hmm.
And I just look around at my garden and a bird comes in. It's just simple bird. Like there are like thousands of them in the sky right now. If you go check it out. It was a beautiful bird, like black and white, but like perfectly white and perfectly black, like shiny kind of black. It just came in, looked around like that for 3 seconds, and it left. And I'm like, forget everything, forget all the work. Damn it, this bird is so beautiful. I
Hmm.
loved it. So I went to the shop. I got some sunflower seed and went over to my garden, put some sunflower seed on the table. And just when I'm doing my work now, the bird comes back, or a very similar bird comes back. I don't know. I can't really differentiate the birds totally, but it's a beautiful bird. And it's just every time it comes, I just stop what I'm doing. No matter how important it is, I don't care if you are the CEO or something. I gotta check this bird out. I'm sorry. And
Yeah.
it just balances me. It just grounds me
Yeah.
that whatever is happening, all the chaos, the life is still there and life is still calm and life is still wonderful.
So that beauty of that bird brought you back to the center every time.
Exactly. And I keep giving it, it just keeps coming. I think more birds are coming now because it's becoming more frequent. And soon I will need to get a
Yeah.
loan to get a sunflower seed. But every time it comes, I just remind myself that, the universe is here and it's wonderful if we experience it.
Hmm.
If we stop to experience it, if we forget what's going on to experience it. And how do we forget? We just focus on these things, right?
Yeah. So true. And uh, isn't it odd that we all are doing a lot of things, yet we still want to come back to our center? Somewhere deep inside, we are still seeking something to bring us back. Unconsciously, we are all seeking something. Like you said that when you saw the bird and you kept seeing it, and then you purposely brought some sunflower seeds, that was the trigger inside you to stop from whatever you were doing or whatever you were focusing your mind on, and just come back to that raw sense of wonder. um, because perhaps you were waiting to be rescued, and that bird rescued you.
Exactly. That's a beautiful way to put that in.
Yeah, and all of us really are desperately waiting for someone to come and rescue them, but it's actually they themselves who can.
Exactly. It wasn't the bird. The bird didn't come to rescue me. We are connected to the life, to the universe in a deeper level
Hmm.
that things around us wants to pull us in with their beauty. Be here, be alive, be in present right now. Forget about all the chaos going on there. Life is beautiful right here, right now.
Sure.
But how many times do we receive this message from our deeper consciousness and we
Hmm.
chose to ignore it because we have more important things to do?
Yes, so true, Ozan. I actually have a bit written here. I don't know the source. I'm so sorry, but this is something that I really loved, and I copied it here in my notebook. Do you allow me to read that?
Go ahead.
Okay. So it says, isn't it odd that small people have big dreams and big people have such small dreams? Get a job, buy a house, sleep till late on Sunday, go on a vacation. These are all adult dreams and they are so basic. Adults today rarely look up from their phones let alone throw their heads back and stare at all the wonders in the night sky. Young people look at the world through eyes that marvel, have minds that live. That's it.
That's a beautiful one.
Yeah, I mean, we are craving for the basic things that a child enjoys so naturally. You know, a child doesn't dream of going to a vacation. Every day is a vacation for that child. You know, except of course the school homework. Everything else is beautiful.
Yeah, I mean, the whole concept of vacation is like, I will work so hard and then I can, I don't know, travel. Traveling is good. I love traveling. But overall, what you're doing when you're traveling is you're you're tasting something new, different people living in different life. You are looking at beautiful buildings and soaking in their beauty. How many times have you did that in your own street? Because I bet right now, if you did that, you will have the same experience. Maybe not different, but still, like you will see something different every time you look at something. Really look at it. So
I
that's interesting. Also, for example, like every concept of retirement. You know, many people talk about how when they want to retire, have a little garden. You know, have
Mhm.
some tomato, maybe some pepper. You know, or maybe have a pet, or just relax a little bit. And I'm like, he, do you really need to work 50, 60 years of your life in order to do that when you can do it right now? Why don't you do it a little bit today? Why don't you do it right now? Get a flower. You can do that. Get a
Mhm.
tomato. You can have it in your house. It survives. I have one.
Yeah, and I think right now, whoever is listening to us, uh, they might think that, it's easier said than done because who will earn the money then? Who is going to, like, if I just sit and slack, then how will I achieve anything which is needed in this? Like, we all need money, right? We all need to uh, get in touch with our contacts. We can't afford a day without phone. It's not possible, and we blame the external circumstances for it because that is how it is. It is how it is working now. Like, the system is this way. But all we are trying here is to flesh out, uh, from the daily rut, a tiny minute. We are not asking you to slack the whole day.
Yeah, you're not Buddha. You
Because
shouldn't sit under a tree for 14 days or something, right?
yes,
So
and
that's not
it
what you're
won't
asking.
help because you will do is get bored. Because
Yeah.
yeah, if you continue to sit and do nothing for a long period of time, you will get used to that nothingness, and you might feel that you are actually wasting time. What we are really talking about here is that one little moment of getting back in touch with your own inner child that will charge you up for the rest of the day, or perhaps rest of the year, maybe. Who knows?
Yeah, and then we talked about it in our previous episodes, I think also productivity and creativity, that once you do that, you always have a fresh perspective. You have the perspective of a child a little bit, you
Mhm.
know? It's much more creative than the adults.
Yeah, and we all need creativity as adults, don't we? Right. Every organization needs creative people these days.
Exactly.
Yeah, that's just a hack to be more productive.
Yeah. That said, I think it makes it very difficult people to actually to connect with this because of potentially push down beliefs or feelings or childhood traumas that could be that people don't want to really connect with it because they feel like if they become a child they are vulnerable again.
Mhm.
So I think this is a very important also point out to really be aware of what is coming when you think of that child, to make sure that that child is safe now. And as there is no one a parent who can give that, you gotta give it to yourself. And I think this adults needs to make the child feel safe.
Hmm.
And if the child feels safe by the adult in our minds, then then you will wonder.
Then you will wonder. Yes. Wow.
That was deep. Oh, that was deeper than I thought. Okay,
Yeah,
that
but
was
and and the pause really added to that depth.
exactly. I'm not removing any pauses. The pauses are the most important because that's when
Yeah.
you realize that
Pause
there's something
is
deep.
the most important thing. Uh, Literally.
Yeah. So learn. That's what I would say to wrap it up. Like learn to first realize the child, be aware of it. You know, I'm pretty sure everybody can be realizing this child if they look at it, they focus it a little bit. You know, once they
Mhm.
realize something is beauty, you know, it's the child that realizes the beauty, or it's the child that's finds the life beautiful, wants to be the present, because sometimes you just want to be present, but we just push it down. Once you realize this little tiny signs from your body, from your life, from your consciousness, from the deeper consciousness that is connected to the life around you, listen to it. I know you gotta work. I know you gotta talk to people. I know you gotta do things, get things done. But as you say, take a break to do these things. Take a break to experience life. Take a break to be present. Take a break to do nothing, and take a break to enjoy this child inside you feeling safe. Make sure you don't push it down. Make sure you don't punish it for not doing things and then doing nothing. No, allow it, and
Mhm.
foster it, and support it to be present, to enjoy life.
So true. I agree. Thank you so much for this beautiful episode, Ozan. This was so charging.
It was right now. Will you also get a bird?
Yeah, I mean, I this is what I love about this series. It's technically we are working, but we are taking a break from the work.
Exactly. To be present, to be one with life.
Yeah,
I'm
yeah.
all about buzzwords today. No, but Hannah, thank you very much. It was so lovely to talk to you again. I really miss our sessions, and more will come this year. So stay tuned, and I am looking forward to that.
Yeah, me too. Thank you so much, Ozan.
Take care.
Take care. Bye bye.